What's up guys, welcome back. Summer is on the way and that means it's about to be hot as hell, and sometimes you don't want to get in the kitchen and turn the oven or the stove on, and that to me means it's sandwich season. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make this delicious chopped Italian sandwich. But before we get into that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. Alright guys, first things first, this recipe is super simple, comes together really quickly, but I am going to show you a few different ways to elevate this dish or this sandwich by making a couple things from scratch. Starting with the balsamic reduction. For that, we're gonna need about 1 cup of balsamic vinegar. We're gonna bring that to a simmer. And a balsamic reduction literally means you're gonna reduce the balsamic vinegar until it thickens up. We're gonna add a little honey to sweeten things up and help with the thickening process. This takes about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, my friends, so after 8 to 10 minutes, you can kind of see it's already thickening up beautifully. We're now gonna add about 1 tablespoon or 2 of honey, depending on how sweet you want it to be. I'm going with somewhere maybe 1.5 tablespoons, meat in the middle. You could also use just regular sugar here if you want. I like honey though, so that's what we're using. We're just gonna mix that in, and as it cools, it'll thicken up even more. But once you see, you kind of part the Red Sea like that, the longer the line holds, the thicker the sauce is. And this is exactly where we want it to be. So once that honey's mixed in, we'll add it to a bowl or a mason jar. Perfect for sandwiches and salads.
And this episode is sponsored by Factor. You can get fresh, ready-made meals delivered right to your doorstep when you sign up with Factor. Factor's chef-created meals are fresh, never frozen, and designed by dietitians to ensure every meal is packed with premium science-backed nutrition. So now you can skip all that meal prepping, no more dishes, no more unhealthy fast food. Factor offers the most convenient way to eat well while eating right. And that's exactly what I love the most about Factor is the convenience. The meals arrive pre-prepared and ready to eat in 2 minutes or less. So use my link below or go to go.factor75.com and use the code FACTORSE37090 for 50% off your first box.
All right guys, so the next thing we're gonna do to elevate this dish is make our own oil and vinegar mix right from scratch. Kind of like a Jersey Mike style, but it's gonna be a little bit better. We're gonna start it with 1 cup of olive oil into a mixing bowl, followed by 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. Good quality olive oil going in, and then some red wine vinegar right behind it. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Nobody wants a dry sandwich, so we're getting the party started with a couple things that's gonna elevate the flavor and help the sandwich go down smooth. We're also gonna add some Italian herb paste, about 1 teaspoon or so of that, followed by some AP seasoning, or just some salt and pepper. Then we're gonna hit it with some Italian seasoning also. Tons of flavor in this. You can use this as a salad dressing. A little garlic salt. And then we're just gonna break out the whisk and give that a good mix. You can add this to a squirt bottle, or you can just spoon it right over top of your salad or your sandwich. Nice simple vinaigrette, oil and vinegar, whatever you wanna call it. All right, so next up, we're gonna toast our bread. Today, we're going with a simple hoagie roll, sub roll, whatever you wanna call it. Use whatever you got or whatever you like. We're gonna cut this right in half like so. And then we're gonna toast both sides, but we're gonna also add some mozzarella cheese to the bottom side, because why the hell not? We're here for a good time, not a long time. So we're just gonna take a little melted butter just to help in the toasting process. Just spread that right on there. Try to get it on the bread and not on the sheet pan. Just a nice little application of butter. That's gonna go in the oven at 400 until it gets nice and toasty. Next up, we got a nice tomato here. You need your serrated blade to properly slice a tomato. We want nice thin slices that we're gonna season, because nobody wants a bland ass tomato on their sandwich. 3 or 4 slices will do the trick. All right, so we're gonna throw our tomato right on top of the lettuce. We're making a chopped sandwich right now. This is super viral. You can see it all over social media. I didn't really see the hype until I actually tried it. The hype is when you do this, it's kind of like when you chop up a salad. You get a more consistent bite throughout your sandwich, the same way you would if you chopped up your salad. It's delicious, guys. Try it. It's a little extra work. Obviously, when you're making a sandwich, you probably don't want to work that hard, but it's worth a try. So here we have our lettuce and tomato. Next up, we're gonna add some salami, some prosciutto, and some sopressata. All the meats, as they say at Arby's. And then for another one of my personal favorites, we're gonna add some sun-dried tomatoes. Mostly because I'm addicted to them. They're delicious. They're great on all sandwiches and salads. We're gonna add that, and then we're gonna give it a chop. Can't forget that provolone cheese. You use whatever cheese you like. A few slices of that. We're gonna break out our nice sharp knife and give it a chop. Right before we chop our sandwich, we're gonna go ahead and go down with some fresh mozzarella, just for a little razzle dazzle. We're gonna let that get nice and toasted, melted, browned, and beautiful. And that's be the bottom side of our roll. All right, so this part's super simple, guys. No right or wrong way to do it. Just break out a nice sharp knife, and you want to chop it up into bite-sized pieces. That way you get a nice consistent bite throughout your sandwich. So once you got everything chopped up nicely, we're going down with that homemade oil and vinegar. All the Italian flavors, a little garlic. Don't get much better than that. A little bit of that balsamic drizzle. As you can see, it's thickened up nicely. Then we're gonna give that a mix and throw that right on our toasted sub roll. All right, so as you can see, we have our cheese melted beautifully. On the other side, we're gonna hit that with some mayo, a little Duke's mayonnaise, never hurt nobody, unless you're one of those weird people that don't like mayonnaise, and then I can't really help you. But use whatever you like. Make sure you don't have a dry sandwich though, that's the key. Next up, we're gonna take our chopped Italian mixture and go right on top of our bottom piece of our bread. Put it together like so, and there you have it, folks. A chopped Italian sandwich. And this is the part where I say brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do is get in here for a taste test, but before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys, here goes nothing. Your new favorite summer sandwich right here.